Hey guys, how you doing? I think we're live. I want to make sure I mute mute the chat room over here on my side. How you doing? This is a chill-in chat, a Q&A with my subs/friends tonight. Thanks so much for being here. Hope you guys are doing well. We haven't done anything like this in a while, so I just wanted to kind of bring it back, and I mean, just an open discussion. Any subjects or things you got on your mind you want to bring up, feel free. You want to ask a question, maybe just type in question first and then the question right after that. That'd be cool. I'd appreciate it. Real quick though, I just jumped in here into the chat, but I've got to say, Yvonne Alexander, thanks for being here. I haven't seen you in a long time. It's good to see you. And Twitwit, well, there's another one. We haven't seen Twitwit. I haven't in a real long time. So good to see you again. It's been too long. Everybody else, thanks so much for being here. And we'll just I'm going to start right here fresh on the chat, and we'll just go from there. So Xero says, is this a video chat hangout? Yeah, kind of. I mean, I'm not going to be on camera or anything, but yeah, that's what this is. Angelo, happy birthday. DJ Cali Bud, how you doing? Thanks. I saw somebody had left a comment I wanted to respond to here, so I'm just going to start doing that. And I said, thanks again. Thanks for the mods. Like I said, Twitwit, Emma, good seeing you. Oh, it was Lord Fox, Lord of Free People. It's one of your comments. It wasn't a bad comment. I can't remember exactly what you said. There it is. Okay. You said, I think your YouTube channel is the best because you're calm and you talk so calm, and that's why I'm watching you. That's not the point I wanted to get to. Thanks for that. But here's the important part. You said, and I am not a Christian. I think you're a wonderful person. Well, thanks. And I'm really glad you're here and keeping an open mind as well. That's really what it's all about. Even talking about my personal faith, if you go back to my early videos, I never, ever did. I mean, for years. And it got to the point where my conscience was just bothering me because I know that this content scares people sometimes. That's kind of the point. I'm trying to be a fisher of men, the way I see it. And these are just kind of my lures I use, the tools I use. And it seems to work, it seems to break through. But at the same time, I know it really freaks people out sometimes. So I was even going to get to a comment about that as well. But either way, just thanks for being here. I said thanks for keeping an open mind. I try not to force anything on anybody. I think it's just important that I talk about the spiritual aspects of all this stuff as well, and like my own beliefs. As time goes on, I felt I kind of had to, Otherwise, it's just being inauthentic. Also, it's not cool because you're scaring people and you're not giving them any answers. You're not showing them a way out, So as far as the scared stuff goes, I just put up a new video a few hours ago, and there was a guy that commented on there, and he was a young guy. He even had his picture, I'm guessing it was his picture in the thumbnail. But he was talking about, he's like, when I see videos like this, what's the point of even finishing school or even building a life? Something to that effect. I don't remember it verbatim. And man, again, I know, I can't put on kid gloves with this kind of stuff. I mean, I was seriously made to do the kind of videos I do here. And my background and everything, I mean, it all led me to this. So, I know it's hardcore. I know it can shake people up. The truth is really hardcore. I mean, really, the truth of it, the biblical truth of all this stuff and the whole situation we're in. I mean, it's hardcore, man, So I don't know. I don't want to keep rambling about that. But so for that guy that was saying that was talking about being scared, I mean, honestly, man, the only answer I have, and again, I don't know everything. I'm just sharing my own beliefs. I know we got a lot of people that listen that don't believe, and there's Muslims, and there's all kinds of people that come to this channel and these shows. But my answer is it's through Christ, and ultimately the connection to our Heavenly Father. Accepting Christ as your personal Lord and Savior, and having a real relationship with God. And this doesn't have to do with your church or any kind of a religious type thing. It's literally having a relationship with your Heavenly Father, building that relationship, learning what He wants from you, following the ways of Christ, following the words of the Bible. the best you can. I mean, it's not easy either. Trust me, I fail every day. So, but that's kind of the point as well. It's all about grace. It's about grace through Christ. You're forgiven of everything. It's a free gift, it's a free gift. Unfortunately, there's so much worldly baggage attached to it. I think that's some of the damage that, a lot of damage that religion has done to the beauty of real faith in Christ, real faith in your Heavenly Father, connection through Christ, following His ways. I think religion kind of took, it's really taken that message and just, turned it around a bit. So anyway, and I know, some people, it's, man, it's always Jesus. That's the answer, right? But I mean, that's it. Trust me, I've been looking into this kind of stuff 10 years. I was raised in the church, and I got baptized when I was 11, and confessed and everything in front of the church at 11. But then you just, then your teens come along, your teen years, and then your 20s, and then you just. But I always held on to that relationship, even when I was, quote, being bad, or doing things I probably shouldn't have been doing. I still held on to that relationship with God all those years, but it wasn't until I really woke up to a lot of this kind of stuff about a decade ago that really strengthened my faith. And then it showed me what I wanted to do. I was at the time living in Los Angeles, and I was working in production on a lot of different reality TV shows. I'm a writer. I had an agent, so I was shopping scripts around to places, and then I had my wake up out there in LA, and that changed everything. It's like I didn't want to be a part of that stuff anymore. Not that I was any big shot. I was just kind of working my way up, and I just wanted to know about this stuff, the fringiest stuff about our reality, I mean, just all of it. I just wanted to understand. Oh, there's thunder. We have a thunderstorm starting up here. Did you hear that? Oh, that shook me. That scared me a little bit. But yeah, so, once I woke up out there in LA, it changed everything. And then I made the scariest movie ever made. It's a movie I made online about 10 years ago when I was still living out there. And, it just kind of went from there. So anyway, let me go ahead and get into the chat and see what's up. I want to start looking for some questions. I ramble sometimes. Forgive me. It's what I do. Okay, I'm going down here and I'm starting to see some questions. So hang in there. Thanks. Thanks again for being here. Let's see. Still going down, still looking. Emma says, hey KJ, did Chubbs ever get out of kitty jail for meowing during your live streams? He just wants to be included. Yeah, he got out. I mean, I have to let him out for at least an hour every day for exercise, and then you shove him back in the cage, and that's how you teach him. I'm just kidding. I could never. Yeah, he's good. He's been good. He kind of jumped into my show the other night too, but he wants attention. What can you do? These kids these days. All right, still scrolling down here. Sorry, I know I saw some questions down here. Let's see. Hey, Sarah. Sarah says, KJ, your video that you put out of the moose and the creature reminds me of the creature in that man's backyard. Man, that's a great connection. Thanks for bringing that up. I didn't even think about that, and I'll explain to the people out there. So if you don't know, I've got a website called whoiskjosborne.com. I'll leave a link below. There's almost always a link below my videos and shows, and you can check it out. And I do videos there that, just different stuff. I make little music videos sometimes, and I do a lot more paranormal type stuff over there. A lot of the really weird supernatural videos I find. And man, this one was a gem. I mean, it was a good one. It's still on there. I can't remember what it's called. I think Backyard's in the title, but like, what is this creature in this guy's backyard or something? But yeah, you're right. It really does resemble that. So what she's talking about is my most recent What Happened show. I showed a video that kind of went viral over this last week. I can't remember where it was shot, but this family was filming a moose, and it's on the side of the road, and maybe 10 feet away from it, there's this white looking creature. And it's kind of, you see it from about the waist up pretty much, and you see it moving around and crawling on the ground, and it's pretty crazy looking. So I showed a companion image with that because a few years ago, somebody, and this was on the news, like it was a big story, but on a deer camp, somebody had captured a creature that looked like that as well. It was like, this white, really long, creepy looking arms, glowing eyes kind of thing. It was crazy. So yeah, maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's exactly what it was in his backyard. It's the same thing. So thanks, Sarah. That's a good one. Hope I explained that well enough to people. Let's see here. Excuse me, I'm gonna take a drink here. Crescent Kavanaugh says, question, serpent seed, yay or no? I'm more on the side of yes with that one for sure. That's a real heavy subject, though. I'm not sure exactly what parts of it you're talking about, but yeah. I mean, yes, yay. So, but let me know kind of what aspect of that you're talking about. That gets deep. Gets deep. Let's see what else we got. Eveler says, I've been waiting for the rapture since 1974. Have to keep living. There you go. See, that's good. It's good to hear. The same thing, I mean, I remember when I was in the military for a couple of years, I was stationed out in Alaska, and that's when I discovered the Art Bell radio show. He just passed away recently, and it's called Coast to Coast. Of course, now it's George Norrie. This is years ago. Oh, some more thunder. Did you hear that? Yeesh. We get crazy thunderstorms out here. So it was years ago, as Art Bell, and he always talked about fringe subjects, conspiracies, things like this. Very interesting guy. And he had somebody on there one time, and this guy was completely convinced that there was a meteor coming to hit the Earth within a week. And he had all these stats and all this stuff laid out. It was like a 2-hour show, 2-hour interview with this guy, and it all made sense. He said, this is it. There's a slight chance it's going to miss us, but he had all these reasons why the government wasn't talking about it. And I was scared to death. I mean, I was scared to death for like a week, scared to death that this thing was coming. I was depressed. I felt like I knew the secret no one else knew. And I was afraid to tell them, because they would think I was crazy, but if I don't tell them, they can't say goodbye to their families. I mean, it was like, I really took the bait on that one. I really did. And I'll never forget that, So yeah, that was a lesson for me very early on. First off, to just never get that attached to any of this kind of stuff. Never, we got to live. You got to live in peace. You got to be in the here and now, not freaking out about the future and not worrying about the past, but just, be here now kind of a thing. Be at peace, because I've seen so many of these doomsdays come and go. So many of these things have come and gone over the years. So, you really can't worry about every one of them that comes along. Here comes Chubbs. Hold on. Move him. You got something to say? No? Go on. All right, so let's scroll on down some more here. Let's see, question. Steady Eddie, question. What is your best memory of Story from Maui back in the day? My best memory of Story from Maui back in the day. So I lived in Maui for a couple of years also. When I was in the military, I was stationed out there at a search and rescue detachment. And I had a lot of stories from Maui. Now, I don't know, are you talking about the cult? I was actually, I guess you can consider it a cult. But I was kind of in a cult in Maui there for a while. That might be what he's talking about. Or maybe you're just saying my best memory. Okay, or story from Maui. The cult wasn't the best memory. It's not that it was even really that horrific. They were just weird people. It didn't take me too long to figure it out. But best memory from Maui, that's really funny you say that, man. I was actually just recently thinking about that. I did a lot of bodyboarding out there. I learned how to surf, but I wasn't that good, surfing. So... and you want to ride big waves. So bodyboarding was the way to go. So, I could go out there with my friends and bodyboard and just hit the biggest waves ever. And just a few days ago, I was just thinking about that, how much fun that was. because I worked, it was like 2 days on, 2 days off with sliding weekends. And when you had that weekend off connected to a few days off, it was just, oh man, just beach. It was always beach, always out in the waves. That was it. Just a really pleasant place to live and be. I remember when I first got off the plane in Maui, the smell, it was just so beautiful. Like all these, just an aroma of different flowers and, plants I wasn't used to, and food I'd never smelt before. I mean, it was just amazing. It was just like, it just hit you. It's like, wow, man, this is a magical place, And it was, and we had a great time out there. So, I mean, it was good and bad. The bad is I had a really rough command. There was 9 people out there, and there was 2 that were in charge. And one was a redneck from Kentucky. Not that that's always a bad thing, but in this case it was. He was the worst kind of a redneck. And then the other guy was, have you ever seen those cartoons where there'll be like one big dog and then like a real little one? And the little one's always just kind of bouncing around the big one, just wanting attention, gravitating around it like a planet or something. Well, that's kind of how our second in command was towards the redneck. He would just a total yes man, total sellout, would do anything the guy wanted. Super nice to his face. Then when he wasn't around, he'd like chew us out and to totally change, like turn into something else and just be really cruel. It was one of those things. So I had to balance out living in paradise with working with these 2 demons, for 2 years. So it's a lot of different stories there. But anyway, I'd say those are the best memories. The times at the beach, just beautiful. Princess Gay Villanueva says, hi, KJ. Thank you for making these kinds of videos. Really opens us up to what's happening around us. Thank you. Hey, thank you. You're welcome. Thanks. Watershed 44, hi, says, and hey, I haven't seen you in a while either. Says, Quran Muslims calls all of us that were baptized for the remission of sins infidels. What do you guys think about that? There, that'll start a conversation. Yeah, I mean, truly too. We have Muslim fans here as well. I mean, how do you answer a question like that? I'd be curious to see. This could be interesting. And if you're not in a live chat, maybe in the comments below. Let's have a conversation. As you can see, there's no major structure here. I like to just kind of roll through these, and just kind of check everyone out. I'll ramble a bit, from time to time, but hey, like I said, it's your time as well. If you want to talk about any subjects, anything, if you got anything to throw my way, something to look into, please feel free. All right, let's see here. Ron says, besides the one we're in, what's KJ's favorite scary movie? Whew, man, that's a good question. That's a subject we can talk about for a really long time, because I was raised, my parents went to church every Sunday and everything, but my dad loved and still does love horror films and science fiction. So I was raised with, old John Carpenter stuff, all the mass killer stuff like Jason and all that, and then all the ones you never heard of. I mean, I used to go to the video store. Remember video stores? I used to go to the video store, and I was always in the cult and horror section and sci-fi, and even as a little kid. So I was kind of raised on it and kind of got desensitized. But right off the top of my head, one of the most shocking, because there's different levels of this for me, different kinds of movies I could tell you about. And again, I went to film school. When I went to Hollywood, I wanted to be a horror and science fiction writer and director. I mean, so, then I had my wake up, and now you see how it kind of all translated over to the kind of work I do now. This is me making my movies, I guess. This is kind of how it all worked out, So, but one of the most shocking movies is called Proxy, Proxy. I'm not recommending it. It even opens really crazy. It's one of the most shocking movies I've seen. Gripping, incredibly gripping. But the reason I thought it was kind of genius, because one of the good things a horror film can do sometimes, yes, some of them are meant just to scare you or to invite, evil into your life. I mean, I believe all this. I believe in these portals, but not everything's black and white to me. I think that's why I always say you got to use your discernment, your logic, your reason, your common sense. Use it all. Use everything. Pray on everything. Pray for everything. But, don't just be afraid of everything. You can learn through other people. These are artists, these are writers, these are directors, men, women, all kinds of people. And a lot of them have God-given talent. And a lot of these stories can help people, I believe, too. Okay, so, or sometimes, and who knows how it helps? I mean, I think it's very complex. I don't know how God thinks, but not everything's so black and white to me, so I go to the Bible on everything, but even that, look at all the different interpretations people have for things. That's why it's good to at least have a concordance, have the Greek and the Hebrew meaning there as well. But anyway, so yeah, so, this is me, and I'm just being honest, and this is how I look at the world and how I look at things. There's some shocking movies I've seen and stuff, and there's shocking videos I make. So maybe this makes sense a little bit more of how I'm kind of made up, and I feel I'm doing the work I'm supposed to do. It's a very unique job, but there's a lot of other people out there doing their work as well, so it takes all kinds, it takes all kinds. But Proxy, Proxy, definitely one of the most shocking movies I've seen in a long time. And it's a perfect profile of the worst kind of narcissist. And I won't tell you who the narcissist is in this film, all right? But it's a perfect profile of the worst kind of narcissist and how they can get into your life and how they can destroy you. I mean, it was fascinating. On that level, it's fascinating. But be warned, this movie's pretty hardcore. Like I said, it gets really crazy, and not super bloody and stuff. It's very intense. Okay, so that's that. You asked. I'm telling you. I'm not saying that's my favorite scary movie. I don't know if I have. I mean, gosh, I don't know. I watch movies for different reasons now. You know what I mean? So it's changed a lot throughout the years too. Now I see what's in it. Now I see the other messages. I see what's really going on sometimes. Or sometimes you see a really authentic story playing out from a writer that believes in this, and directors and creators, and it's usually low budget or indie type films. You'll see this, and there's a real message there that can help humanity. I mean, I see these things too. So, man, favorite, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if I've got favorite horror movies anymore. There's so many, like I said. Sorry, I know I'm just sitting here kind of drifting in thought, thinking of all the... I can tell you some more recent ones I've seen that were, really, really good, I thought. I guess they're kind of thriller horror films, but I think it's called The Green Room. It's The Green Room. It's about a bunch of punk rockers, a punk band, like 4 or 5 kids, guys and girls, that perform at a club out in the woods in the middle of nowhere, and they find out it's a neo-Nazi club, and one of the kids sees one of the neo-Nazis kill somebody. So the whole movie is these young punk band kids got to fight against all these neo-Nazis in the woods to live, and it's just, or even just to get out of the bar. And it was one of the most, again, just intense, gripping. I thought it was incredible, but I don't know, horror. I don't know. I mean, I could tell you some really, really crazy, scary. I mean, movies are get under your skin horror, but I just don't look at it. I don't know. It's all jump scares nowadays. A lot of that James Wan type stuff, All right, so I'm going to jump back over here to the chat for a bit. See what we got here. Love Warrior, thanks. Appreciate it. Jordan Tippett says, how do you feel about the violence in Chicago over the weekend? Well, I mean, look at what the mainstream narrative is on that. It's interesting. I think you're talking about the Proud Boys and Antifa, right? I'm pretty sure that's it. Man, it's really just crazy what's happening, to the media. I mean, what's happened? It's been this way for a while, but just how crazy it's getting. I mean, they're all on the same script pretty much anyway. So, yeah, I mean, of course, they're pushing it like it was Trump supporters starting violence when all the video that's out there shows Antifa starting stuff up. But, it's like what's really happening out there is one thing, and then what the news is reporting is something else. And how do I feel about it? Terrible. I hate seeing this kind of violence. I hate seeing this kind of stuff break out. I hate seeing people driven to that. Most of you listening, would you ever feel like hitting somebody? Maybe every now and then, but would you? I mean, and you see stuff like this, and these people are they're animals, man. Just attacking each other, and it's just madness, And turning cards over and just violence, running through the streets, destroying everything in their path. It's crazy. I'm still scrolling down here. Ray Stovall says after the midterm elections, Antifa will try to start a civil war. Probably. I mean, that's what that group's there for. There's major Soros connections, right? George Soros connections to them as well. Morpheus Israel says, instead of creating division, people just keep their comments to themselves. If they're going to act like a know-it-all, just saying. It's a good point, sir. Crescent Kavanaugh says, I took the bait on Q. LOL. I never did. I'm still not with it. I mean, what do you guys think about that? I mean, the media is talking about it, of course, all the time now. And in fact, that was some of the people out there in the Chicago footage I saw. They were out there holding up Q signs and Q T-shirts. So, you know, what do you think about that? Tina, how you doing? Good to see you. All right, still scrolling down. I know I'm pretty far behind, but I appreciate you guys just hanging out, man. We're just hanging out. Lafayette Ransom, good to see you, Lafayette. JC, nice to see you, JC. Stephen Hill says, pray for our fellow Americans in Chicago. Yes, will do. Still scrolling down. Pandora, good to see you, Pandora Quinn. Hopi NG says, thankfully didn't take the bait on Q. Glad you found your way out. Still wondering if it's a predictive programming bot. Still scrolling down here. Oh, now I remember something I was going to say. I'll save this, I guess, for the end. Or, well, let me just put this out there now. I meant to talk about this earlier when we're talking about people being afraid and being in fear. And here's a verse I'd pulled up. Just remember this. This is Isaiah 43:1. Don't fear, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by name. You are mine. God actually commands us not to fear or worry. The phrase fear not is used at least 80 times in the Bible, most likely because he knows the enemy uses fear to decrease our hope and limit our victories. There you go. All right. Just want to throw that out there real quick. Okay, so still scrolling down here. Being SOVRN says, question, I'd like to have a real discussion with you if possible. Email. Sure. The email's thescariestmovieever@gmail.com. So you can contact me there if you like. All right, let's see. Somebody said, what are your thoughts on CERN? I mean, it's a part of the beast system. It's a machine in the beast system that they're using to open the pit, you know, quite simply. If you've never seen the video that they created out there called Symmetry, and it's like a little mini doc on CERN that's how they tried to sell it. But check out Symmetry sometime, and that's what CERN is. You know, they told us everything in that little video. All right, still scrolling down here. Miss PF says, so KJ got bored from surfing, so he joined a cult. Fascinating. I guess I should probably clarify that for new people. Some of the people who've been around for a long time heard me talk about this in the past. I'll try not to make it a long story. Hold on. So long story short, I've always been a seeker also. I've always gone to different churches and all kinds of things. You know, I was always looking for God, I guess, in different churches for years. So when I was in Maui, it was no different. I was getting really disenchanted with the kind of churches I was finding out there, and I just felt it wasn't for me. One day, I was driving home from work, and I had a convertible station wagon. I had a 76 Chevy Caprice Classic that I had taken a Makita grinder, and I chopped the top off with these discs. It took 10 3.5-inch discs to do that. And eventually I got in trouble with that car. It's a whole long story with that. But the point is, so since I body surfed and surfed, it's just a part of the culture out there to pick people up if they're surfing. There's a lot of hitchhiking just to the next beach stuff. So we did it all the time. So I was driving and this guy put up the thumb. I hit his surfboard with him. He jumped in. I took him to a beach and he was telling me about this, kind of a home group that he was going to twice a week where they'd sing songs and, talk about the Bible. And I was like, cool, and he said it's a lot of fun and it's a bunch of people our age. So I was like, all right. So I wound up going to that. And that was what the cult was. But it was just kind of a cult because the main man and his wife, his name was Ken, was the main guy. They were basically, him, his wife, and Ken's father, they were all recruiting from AA. They would send like scouts into these AA meetings all around town, and then they would follow the people out, and be like, hey, you want something that could really help? It's been helping me. Come to this group with us. They did stuff like that, right? And I didn't see so much the culty aspect at first, but it was after a few months. There was some weird things that happened and probably take a long time to explain. Just things I saw, but near the end, he wound up, there was another, we were called Maui Bible Fellowship. You can probably look it up. I haven't in a long time, but it's probably still out there. So it's called Maui Bible Fellowship. And there was another fellowship over on some other islands in Hawaii. So one time Ken had gone to one of these other, a meeting at one of these other, fellowships. He came back and had a meeting at his house, and he told all of us that God had told him something about that other group. When he went to the other group and told them what God said, they said they never wanted to see him or us again. And he said, if anybody has questions, you can come to my office afterwards. Well, me and only one other guy out of like 30 people, they lived in a mansion. This guy had tons of money. So me and one other guy went to the office. It was it. I was like, I need to know about this, So we both go in, and he kind of gave like just a real know nothing answer kind of a thing. Like he still didn't really want to tell us what it was. The other guy gave up and walked out. And then before I could leave, Ken told me that God had been telling him things about me. And I was like, oh, okay, really? Well, what's God been saying about me? And he was telling me that God wanted me to get out of the military out there and come live with him and his wife, Cindy, in that house and be a permanent part of the ministry because the New World Order was coming. And he's talking about all that kind of stuff. And this is years ago. And he said, with my military background and everything else, that I might be able to help or be a warrior for him and his people. And it's just a whole thing, man. So anyway, it just obviously at that point, it felt really weird and gross to me because God had never told me any of that stuff. So I left. And this is the era where we, before cell phones, believe it or not, we didn't have cell phones back then. Yes, I'm old like that. But at my home, it was me and two other military guys. We had a 3-bedroom house. At my home, Ken was calling for like a week, like every day, man, nonstop. And every time I'd answer, he'd be like, okay, KJ, listen to me. The devil has control of you, and all this kind of stuff. And, you got to come back. You're no longer protected. And it's just all this. And, so it just got weird. Eventually, they left me alone. And that's kind of the cult story. So there was no MK Ultra or drugs or anything like that. It was just kind of a, that's what it was, I guess. Ta-da, All right, so we're still scrolling down here. Mocha Gypsy, hi, how you doing? Good to see you. Noran McGuire says, KG, have you foreseen animals? Thoughts I've been blessed to have. I haven't. No, that'd be awesome. I'd love to know what Chubbs is thinking. Or would I? James Bond's here. Nice to see you, James Bond. 2 makeshift wings. Good to see you. Okay, cool. Good question. Any thoughts on Isaac Cappy? Oh, man, I've always said this in the past, too, is I don't do snap judgments on these kind of stories. I have to give these things time because I'm watching a lot of different things, and I'm trying to put it together. And it's just dangerous making snap judgments. For me, that's my opinion. I don't get on anybody that does. There's a lot of people making a lot of quick judgments on this and, pro and con. I'm still listening though. I've been listening to his stuff still. He's still putting stuff out. So I still listen to see what he's saying. And compared to the stuff I've heard him say in the beginning, when all this first came out, I'm trying to see what matches up and I'm really watching, so that's just the way I process stuff. I am interested in the subject. I am. Because these are the kind of people that we need. We need people who've been in the industry that can totally expose this kind of stuff. We need this. We need more of it. It's great. Good. Get it out there. Because people are getting hurt.
You know, these aren't kids games. You know, this is some serious stuff. So yeah, you know, we need more people, legit, real people like that. So, but obviously, it also leaves room for charlatans, cons, you know, all kinds of people to come in and, you know, role players. You know, there's room for that. There's room for that. But I don't know. I need time. I'm still watching what he's saying. So far, it all seems to be adding up. The same stuff he's been talking about since the beginning. I don't know. And I'm watching what the mainstream's doing about it as well. They had a TMZ episode where they were acting like, you know, this guy is a maniac. You know, he's got a history of violence, you know, and stuff like this. I mean, they really built him up like this total crackpot maniac. You should look up the TMZ video they just did a little while back on Isaac Cappy. Again, and it makes him just look like a total nut bar. So, you know, so I'm still watching. Like I said, I have no snap judgment on it yet. It's just not me. I need time before I can say this guy's a total fraud or any of that stuff, or before I can say, yes, he's totally telling the truth. I just need to wait and watch. I did see some really weird stuff on Seth Green's Twitter, though, before he blocked it or took all that stuff down. You should look up some of the stuff from Seth Green's Twitter. It is kind of questionable. So I don't know. Something to think about. So we'll see. Those are kind of my thoughts right now on him, you know. All right, so still scrolling down. Good Time Guy says Evil Dead is my favorite horror film. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Okay, here's one, and this is one that you could actually even watch with your family, believe it or not. But Monster Squad is also, it's like a legendary horror film, and it's one of the best ever. It's like an 80s. Hi, come here. What's your problem? Huh? Come on, go. Monster Squad, great movie. Had all the Universal monsters in it, and even as a kid, I loved monsters. I used to collect, you know, little monster toys. Had all the Universal monsters. Had Godzilla. Had Alien. You know, I used to be in that stuff. So, Monster Squad's a really good one too. Let's see. Still scrolling down. Let's see. Twitwit, nice. She says, personally, I think God is only concerned with the love in your heart, regardless of the religion you choose or don't. All right. Still scrolling down. We got. I'm way behind. I see you guys are we're still talking about the movies. Yeah, I did see Hereditary. Yeah, those are really, I mean, that's more the kind of horror I typically like. It's like the smarter type horror and the type that stays with you for a few days. You know, again, that's proxy. I'm telling you, I'm not telling you to watch this. I'm just telling you that I saw the crazy genius in it too. Just something I connected with that movie just because it so exposes these real monsters that live among us. You know, I really liked it. It always sticks out in my head. But like I said, you'll have to see it for yourself if you want to, and let me know what you think. Hereditary, obviously with the symbolism, obviously more of that programming with the witches and Satanism, and I mean we see that message. I get that part of it, but beyond all that, Chub, stop. I'm sorry, guys. He's being bad. This is a couple nights in a row now where I'm talking and not at him, and he just goes nuts. So I may actually have to lock him up. We'll see. May have to. Hey, all right, hold on. Come here. Chub, stop. Come on. Sorry, guys. Well, I haven't had to lock Chubbs up in a really long time. He's being very bad. Like I say, he was on the back of my computer, tugging at the cord, gnawing on it, biting on it, moving the computer around. I mean, wow. He can be a brat, okay? I love the kid, but he can be a brat. But anyway, with the Hereditary stuff, yeah, beyond all the obvious satanic, demonic stuff and all that, just as a story, I thought it was really powerful. And it's that guy's first movie, too. So that's the other thing. I try to separate it. Like, I look for the God-given gifts. People who have real gifts. What they do with it is another question. Are they doing things to help humanity, to bring light into this world? Or is it all just darkness? Is it all just promote evil and darkness? Hereditary, unfortunately, is one of those that, to me, definitely promotes evil and darkness. I didn't like that part of it. But that's another one of those common things we see in all these horror films nowadays. Evil always wins. The cross no longer works against the vampire. All this other stuff. It's like evil always wins. The demon always gets her in the end or possesses him in the end. And, and that's just, I see the programming with that. I get that. Being Sovereign says, question, do you think it is New Age deceit to quiet the mind to hear the voice of God within? You don't think Jesus hints at that? Kingdom of God within? Me? No, I don't think that that's New Age or weird. I mean, that's part of my relationship. This is part of my prayer time, is just talking to God like he's there, right? Like he's real, and just telling him everything, even though I know he knows everything, just telling him everything. This is what I've been thinking about. These are the things I worry about sometimes, and all this stuff. This is what I'm grateful for. Always have a good attitude of gratitude. I've had people ask me, how do you pray? And it's like, if you don't really know how to pray, then just have an attitude of gratitude with God. Think of all the things you're grateful for. All good things come from God. So just let him know. Just say, God, thank you. Thank you for this. Thank you for that. Just thank you. Just be grateful. And it really lifts your heart too. Just being grateful, it'll take you right out of a bad mood. You're in a bad mood, but then you stop, take a few deep breaths, and start thinking about some of the blessings in your life. And think about other people's lives. Not everybody's got it as good as you. I know that's kind of a tired trope, but it really isn't. I mean, it's been there for so long for a reason, because it's very powerful, and it's a good way to look at your life as well. When you think it's all horrible and bad, then, just realize that, be grateful for what you've got, Anyway, still scrolling down here. K-Swiss, question, what do you think about the blatant communist censorship? I think that it's, the heavier side of it. I've been talking about this kind of thing for a while. I think they've been trying to set it up on the internet before the next 9/11, okay, before the next big event that comes. And that way, by the time it comes, they'll have already wiped out most of the so-called truthers, or anybody thinking outside of the narrative. They've already wiped most of them out, or they've set up a perfect system where it'll be easy to take the rest of them out. They have the event, and then the second you mention any of this thing in a video or a chat show about the event that happened, I'm thinking it'll be the tsunami in New York and other nukes going off and things like this. That's just kind of what I've been thinking. Okay, and I'm not telling you exactly how it's all going to play out or whatever, but I always think about the event and what it could be, or it'll be events, a lot of things unfolding at the same time. But a lot of people have been having dreams and visions about the tsunami in New York, even a tsunami on the East Coast, other areas being wiped out, other destruction throughout America and on the West Coast. So that's what I think sometimes, man, that we're really that close to it. We're close to the event. That would be, this will be the time of the antichrist. This is going to be like the final event. They'll be able to usher in the fully realized beast system, the fully realized New World Order, lockdown FEMA camps, all that stuff. And then this is when you'll start seeing your Christian persecution and all that. Now, these are just my thoughts, the way I kind of see it playing out. This is why I don't sit around making predictions or anything, because I don't know for sure what it's going to look like or how it's going to play out. But I have hints, I have ideas, and I put them in my videos. It's kind of the way my thoughts are going with this stuff. So that's what I think about the censorship. I think it sucks, obviously. But my channel, I've dealt with it for years in different ways, and so many other people have dealt with it, and people have lost channels. I lost a channel, it's been like 5 years ago now, so I know what that feels like. That's why I say all you can do is pray, man. I mean, YouTube has already set this system up, really. I mean, they've got, the Trusted Flaggers, remember that program? And I think they probably still have it. I don't know if they still have it or not, but either way, a ton of people got into that. So now you've got, Trusted Flaggers, they can flag anything that's deemed inappropriate by community standards, and who knows what those really mean. Those are really kind of, they're not stationary. You can move those things around a bit, these ideas of what's within regulations and not. We see a lot of that, evidence of all that. yeah, I mean, the whole system's set up and they can just, you got to watch everything you do in a way. But at the same time, you don't want it to mess up your work. You still want to get out what you got to get out. For me, like I always pray about it. Again, I'm always grateful when I turn on the computer and there's my channel. I'm like, Father, thanks. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for this. Thanks for this format. Thanks for the channel. Thanks for the fact there's people. And thank you. And then I try to get to work, do whatever I'm going to work on for the day. But yeah, that's the censorship, man. That's what's up. To me, all I can do about it is just pray, man. That's it. That's it. And now that Alex Jones is gone, we'll see how long that lasts. Even that, it sucks. I've been seeing some videos today, different people's interpretations of Alex Jones going down his channel, and you get in that comment section. And I would say it's a good, if not 50-50, it's almost a little more negative in most of the comment sections against Jones, like praising the fact he's gone, praising the fact that finally this shill's gone, finally this liar is gone, And I don't know, man, that hurts my heart. Like I said, I get it. I'm not saying we get it. He's a Operation Mockingbird, he's COINTEL. I mean, I understand that he's been compromised. He got compromised a long time ago. I don't know exactly when, but there was a time many years ago that he was endearing, and his fans loved him because I think he's being more real, at least maybe he was just in character. I don't know. But back in the day, people loved him. And as time went on, he just changed, he changed. But anyway, but still, I want him to have his voice. I may not be down with everything Alex Jones does or says. I haven't been subbed to him in a while myself, but I'm just saying, I'd like to have his voice out there, because we're all kind of in the same club. And even though, there's people that may hate him, okay, fine. Well, then next comes the channel you like, and then the channel this one likes, and then that one. And next thing you know, it's all going to be YouTube TV and mainstream news here on YouTube again. I mean, so I don't know. I'm rambling. Still scrolling down here. See what else we got. Oh yeah, The Thing. It's a great movie too. The Thing was sci-fi horror. Let's see. I'm going to take a drink here real quick. Let's see here. Here's William Harper. How do you feel about Alex Jones being banned? I don't really follow him, but believe he has good points. I also feel this is an infringement on his freedom of speech. Yeah, man. I mean, I literally just saw your comment after saying all that about Alex Jones. Yeah, same thing, man. I mean, this is totally against his freedom of speech. And it's just kind of I'm still trying to process it, honestly. I'm still kind of waiting to see if he gets his channel back, tomorrow, all of a sudden, or something happens. I mean, I'm still kind of waiting. Like I've said, for me, it takes me time to process things. I absorb things, man. That's just the way I think. It's the way I am. And I just can't jump into, this is what I think, I need time. And I want to see what happens, But I do know that, this is obviously all about freedom of speech, and it's kind of a horrifying move that all those online groups or online, sites or whatever band together, obviously, and did this. So, Krista says, hey, you mentioned the unicorn in your latest video. The myth is that the unicorn can allow you to travel through different dimensions by touching its horn. Cool. I looked up some old stuff on unicorns as well. I'll have to maybe make a video about all that, about the unicorns. Drake Valor says, in Jersey shark case, there was a boy who had autism who went to a lake and never came out. In the movie, they also used an actor who was extra, who also has autism. What coincidence or confidence? I'm not sure. That may be about another conversation that was going on. I'm not sure. Emma Deer says, we're separated from the Father because of sin. Jesus came to give us new eternal life, free from sin. His death on the cross was the payment for our sins. He says, simply if you believe in him. Yep. Hope he says I missed the video stores. Yeah. S. Holzer. I would like to know your thoughts on Zionist Palestine, KJ. On Zionist Palestine, I mean, I've talked about the Jewish situation out there a few times, and I think there's a lot of confusion with people. There is a synagogue of Satan. I mean, they're on the what is it? The Supreme Court building in Jerusalem. There's a massive pyramid with an all-seeing eye. I mean, this is that side of it. So I don't blame every person from Israel on one thing. I don't say they're all evil and all bad. You know, I see that a lot too. It's the infiltrators. I also did a video on the Khazars, and I had to put it up on my website. YouTube no likey at all. So I have a video with footage over on my website about the Khazars and the beginning of all that stuff as well. So there's a lot of interesting history out there. But as for Zionist Palestine, I'm really not sure exactly what you mean, man. If you could maybe clarify or something, but that's about it with that. I mean, you know, I look at the controllers. It's a mix. It's a mix of people. To me, it's not all just you know, the Jewish people. You know, it's the Zionists. It's the Jesuits, the Freemasons. It's all kinds of groups. Rosicrucians. But, you know, and then they all have their own jobs to do. I mean, obviously, Jewish people control Hollywood. Totally. That's an obvious one. There was a really interesting story about John Travolta. This came out, gosh, 7 or 8 years ago. It's kind of a big story, but I think I put it in one of my videos way back as well. But he had hired a male masseuse, and then the male masseuse wound up running out of the building or running out of the room or whatever, and getting a hold of the authorities. And this happened, I guess, pretty quick because John Travolta was trying to get on him and mess with him. And the one thing that this masseuse said, John Travolta said that Hollywood's full of gay Jewish men that will give you a part or do anything for you if you just let them, you know, mess with you. So that was just one way that came out. I mean, it's pretty obvious beyond that, but even with that, like I said, I mean, you know, I don't hate everybody from Israel. I always see that. It just seems like that with some of the stuff I see here on YouTube. It's the Jews. You know, I see it all the time. It's the Jews, you idiot, or whatever. You know, explain. Don't just say that. It's the Jews, because it's kind of a complex situation over there, you know, so explain. What are you talking about? You know, are they even really Jews? These people that claim to be Jews. Synagogue. But that's it. I hope I kind of answered it. S. Holzer. I hope that answered it. I'm not sure if it did or not, but Connor Hanrahan says Alex Jones is on a mission to get truth banned from the internet. See, how do you know that, though, for sure? I mean, I hope not. It's a convenient excuse, but really? I mean, even that. I don't know. Connor, I don't know. I'm still watching that one. I'm not sure how they're going to use this. We'll see. You know, we'll see. Miss PF says, after watching Hereditary, I literally prayed the entire ride home and prayed over my place as I walked through the door. Yeah. Mr. Mojo Ryzen says, KJ, what sources would you recommend for deep-seated research into the occult, arcane, esoteric? To me, it's always the obvious ones. Anything from Manly P. Hall. Manly P. Hall. Obviously. Why am I not thinking? Hold on. Give me a second. The Illuminati bloodlines. He wrote about the 13 Illuminati bloodlines. Fritz Springmeier. Okay, gosh, sorry. Right on the tip of my brain. Anything from Fritz Springmeier, Manly P. Hall, Albert Pike, obviously, Morals and Dogma. Read anything of the Theosophists. Read from Alice Bailey and Foster Bailey. Look into Lucius Trust as well, which used to be Lucifer Trust, but look into Lucius Trust and the people behind that as well. Not Alice Bailey, what was her name? See, another one. I'm sorry. I can't think of the lady's name off the top of my head, but I'd say look into stuff like that, some of those books. I hope that helps. Obviously, a Bible, you know, I mean, I'd put that in there as well. But a Bible with a Hebrew and a Greek concordance, you know, that would help. Let's see here. James Bond says, KJ and everyone in here, do you think our TVs are portals or open up other dimensions for things to come through while watching scary movies or movies in general? Yeah, man, I've done videos on that. The commercials, they even show these things as portals, bringing things in and letting things out. And that's the way I see it. So yeah, absolutely. But you know, this is why you just have to stay. And again, that's where the faith comes in. I can tell you something like that and just leave it. And you're like, well, then people are scared to death. Like, I'm not going to watch TV anymore. You know, I mean, they could be that way, but so I stay prayed up. I also know in the Bible, there's scriptures that tells us, you know, we have power over these things through our relationship with God, you know, through Christ. We have power over all these things. So not to be afraid, you know, we are conquerors. We're conquerors of these things. Oh, thanks, Pandora. Let's see, still scrolling down here. Hope you guys are cool with this pace, man. You know, I don't do these for the views. I do these for us, just to hang out and chat. This is my old catching up with KJ type videos as well. Same thing. So I really just want to hang out with you guys and just kind of go through here and take my time. So, you know, let's have some fun here. See what else we got. Let me see. Mr. Mojo Rising says, gonna check out Proxy for sure. Okay. I warned you. Okay, here's another one. I'd have to say this is one of my favorites because every time people ask, I think of this one as well. It's called Session 9. Session 9 by Brad Anderson, a director. I liked him. I liked his style. I don't even think he does much anymore, but anyway, Session 9. It's got David Caruso in it. I had to watch it twice before I understood what it meant, and when I finally understood what it meant, chills. Just sent chills right down my spine. I just got him again. It's pretty deep. It's a pretty deep movie. But I think you'll get it. You're a smart audience. So check it out. Session 9. It's not all bloody, gory guts or anything. It's just more cerebral, kind of like Proxy's, actually a lot more cerebral. There's a few intense, violent scenes, but it's mostly brain stuff. And that's how Session 9 is. It's very smart, and it's kind of up our alley with the kind of research I do. I'll say that without giving away too much. But anyway, check out Session 9 as well if you want a really deep, kind of scary movie. But again, it's, you know, these will stay in your head because they're kind of puzzles, you know, these particular type. Thanks, Tina. Appreciate that. Okay, still scrolling down. Yeah, To Makeshift Wings. The Ritual was really good on Netflix. Yeah, I like that. It was another one kind of up our alley. I mentioned it in one of my videos as well. But yeah, I like the way that one turned out. You know, I like those kind of... The first part was total brain, right? Total cerebral. Second half, I don't want to spoil anything, but something else. But it was really good. Oh my gosh, Richard Lindsay. I cannot believe you just mentioned this one. All right. I hope I didn't lose. The chat just caught up. Let me try to go back and find you. Oh boy, man. I can't believe you mentioned that movie. Wow. Sorry, guys. I got to try to... I guess I can't. The chat caught up. Anyway, man, he mentioned a movie called Let's Scare Jessica to Death, and it's from the early 70s. And that's one of those horror movies. That's one of the first horror movies that I remember seeing. I can't believe you brought that one up. It's called Let's Scare Jessica to Death. It's one of the first horror films I remember seeing. The girl with the red hair, can't get her out of my mind. And that freaked me out, but I loved it. Even as a little kid, I used to like these scary, creepy movies. But yeah, Let's Scare Jessica to Death, man. What a classic. Thanks for bringing that one up. Oh, another one's called Tourist Trap. That's another one of my favorite old school creepers. Tourist Trap's another good one. It's not all blood and guts. It's very cerebral. It's just crazy. So yeah, hey, thanks for bringing that one up. Yeah, Let's Scare Jessica to Death. I don't want to tell you guys what it's about because it totally give the whole thing away. It's kind of deep. There's a lot going on there. So let's see what else we got. Wendy Williams says, hey, KJ, the video game world MMORPG specifically, WoW, Diablo, and the sort, do you think that they can open up gateways or portals in someone's machine or room or home. I'm 100% certain it does. Yeah, because I mean, look at it makes me think of Ed and Lorraine Warren. Have you ever watched interviews with them or like real interviews? They're real people. They make a lot of movies about them, but they're real. But even they talk a lot about the power that objects have and symbols have that demons and demonic energy are drawn to. There's some popular video game I was playing several years ago. It was a shooter. You'd go in there and fight people. And somebody had found that you could go through and just shoot random objects and they would turn into pentagrams. You know, like you'd shoot the top of the car and then boom, there's a massive pentagram there. You know, I mean, it's crazy. So yeah, stuff like that exists. Yeah, definitely. Games are the devil's playground. You know, I play some games, but they're real cheesy. Like I play tank games and stuff, you know, nothing with a bunch of violence and symbolism or anything. But yeah, I mean, absolutely. Some of those games, the biggest games, are completely evil. I've been thinking about doing a video on Grand Theft Auto 5. It's probably the most evil game ever created, for real. Like, it is insanely evil. So maybe I'll do that. Do that for the website sometime or something. It'd be a good one to do. So I'd be careful, man. Yeah, be careful, Wendy, for real. Yes. You find that kind of thing in video games. Jenny Bean, how you doing? Good to see you. Philip Pringle, nice to see you, sir. And Mayor Macbeth is here. What is the Matrix? Says it hurts me to hear people talk against free speech. Me too. Even though you may not like the person, you know, at least let them have their say. Let's see what else we got here. Murphy being Ninja says, I have a club on Xbox Live. Y'all are welcome to join. It's called Christian Ninja. All right. Thank you, sir. Bridget. How you doing, Bridget Guerra? It's been a while. I'm not sure what you're saying. She said, thing is, he said he was trending on YouTube, so that tells me this may be a psyop, though I am sad about this being another step toward free speech. I'm guessing that's an Isaac Cappy thing. Did he say he was trending on YouTube? Yeah, and you know they tinker with the trending page, so if anybody's trending on YouTube, somebody's got their hands behind it for sure. So yeah, that makes you wonder. Really sucks what YouTube turned into, huh? We have to have these kind of conversations. It's crazy. All right, still scrolling down. Let's see. Ron Saari, Saari, says, I think Jones changed a lot of people's perceptions, a lot of people here. Yeah. Man, his work, some of the first stuff I got my hands on, it blew me away. And Bill Cooper's Behold a Pale Horse, that just that punched me right in the brain hard. Hi, Brandy. She says her brother has autism and he's awesome. Cool. Thanks for sharing. Let's see what else we have here. Lady Sparkle says, please research Brian Harvey's situation in the UK involving MI5, Freemasons, and more. Please look into this. It's the biggest scandal since Jimmy Savile. America needs to know. I'm going to put that. I work, I make videos like a writer. I have notes everywhere on stuff. Most of my notes, though, I put now on my phone. So I'm going to take a second here, and I'm typing in Brian Harvey situation. Okay, I'm going to do that. Brian Harvey situation. Thanks for telling me about it. I get some of my best leads and ideas from you guys for things to look into, so thanks. All right, still scrolling down. I'm just going to read some of what you guys are saying as well as I go, because I'm missing some good conversations here, it looks like. X-Arrow says to KJ and Twitwit, God will not allow anyone into heaven unless they come through Jesus. It says that in the Bible. Oh, I know that. I wasn't going to bust her balls or anything about it. Again, I'm not that way. I believe that. That's what I believe. And the Bible does say that. That's what I believe. But I can't make them all believe that, man. I can try. I'm doing the best I can with the kind of work I do. But even when somebody tells me that, I like Twitwit. I respect Twitwit. She's been a friend for a long time on here. I don't agree with what she says, but that's fine. You can agree to disagree. Still, in this day and age, you can still respectfully agree to disagree and still be friends. That's the way I see it, and that's how I like to live it. I can't twist people's arms and everything on stuff, because I know that there's a free will, and I believe that the teachers find the student. I'm not out here trying to find people to come watch my videos. You guys eventually find the videos, and some of you stay, and I appreciate the ones that stay, you know. So that's me doing my fishing, you know, trying to do the best I can to open people's eyes up to what I believe is the ultimate truth. But at the same time, they're not going to stick around if I'm a jerk about it. You know, I mean, it's just the way I see it. I'm not evangelical like that. These aren't my gifts. You know, that's not one of my gifts. It's for other people to be preachers and stuff like that. I can't do it. I can just be me, do what I do, be respectful, love everybody, whether they have my beliefs or not. I've said this before. When I first started this stuff 10 years ago on YouTube and first started waking up and learning about symbols and movies and TV shows, the 3 channels that were the most prolific and wonderful at that kind of work were all Muslim guys. They were all Muslim dudes. All 3 of them, Noriega, Farhan K501, and Dr. Freemason. And they were genius. They were brilliant, breaking down all kinds of things in Hollywood and symbolism and stuff I'd never even heard of or seen before. I was just waking up. So those guys were a big part of my wake up. And I feel they were using their God-given gifts. You know, and I don't believe the way they believe, and they don't believe the way I believe, you know. I still love and respect them. I appreciate what I learned from them. I wish I could grab these guys' arms and twist it and say, listen, now you need to accept Jesus, right? You accept Christ. You won't accept him? No. Yeah, you are. You know, I mean, I can't do that. You know, it's not cool. I can just try to live the best way I can, try to truly follow the ways the best I can, hopefully be an example. And there you go. I've been talking about that for a while, I guess. I feel like I'm rambling. I always feel like I'm rambling, but I do this in real life too. So thanks. Brandy Montoya, you're right. She says you can't just put all Jews into one group. I totally agree. And I feel like a lot of people on YouTube especially do that. Every video or show I do, it's usually channels that don't have any, you know, it's like a ghost channel, and it's the Jews. It's the Jews. It's Jews. Why don't you talk about Jews? It's the Jews. And something's off about that message. It's like, just go deeper. You know, explain to me what you're saying here exactly. Don't just say that, you know? You're right. You can't put all Jews into just one group like that, you know? V-Town NorCal, been a long time. Good to see you, Pontiac man. 75, haven't seen him in a long time either. D-Bum, sorry, says 666 is the CERN logo. Absolutely, sir. Creola McRae says, before the Antichrist returns, all these channels will be taken down because they just won't shut up and conform. The parakeet is dead. Even if he comes back tomorrow, the point has been made. We shall see. We shall see. You know, I hope to stay here as long as I can. I hope not just me and all the other ones too. Everyone else who's out there trying. But we'll see. You know, we'll see. You take it day by day. We'll see. But yeah, there's obviously a storm a-coming. You know, it's been coming for a while now. That's for sure. Walt Disney, 33rd degree loser, somebody says. Yes, it's Kung Fu Christian. William Finley says, why are they taking flat earth videos off Facebook? I didn't know they were. I don't know. Honestly, I've always felt that that'll be one of the last groups that still exists on YouTube. If they really started going down and just wiping people out, I feel like what you'd be left with is, I feel like a lot of flat earth would still be here. And I feel there'd be a lot of these smaller channels that are always saying like, it's the Jews, you know, and like the most toxic and poisonous kind of so-called truth channels. I think there'd be a lot of that stuff left. And then there'd be flat earth stuff. You know, that's just the way I see it. I don't know why, but that's just kind of what I think. But, you know, I don't even like to think that that'll be the reality. I just like to take it day by day, think positive, be grateful that I have a YouTube channel still after all these years, you know. Good Time Guy says the Jews as the chosen people are a mess. Right. Still scrolling down here. Let's see. Nothing to prove. PRUV says, KG, have you seen the Mazzaroth and the biblical star signs? I've not. That's another thing I need to write down, I guess. The Mazzaroth. No. Thank you, though. Mazzaroth sounds like a heavy metal band.
Introducing Maseroth. Yeah, I could be wrong. Drake Valor says, KJ, is it best to use YouTube app to see chat better? I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that works. You should try it, though, if it's not working for you now. Let's see. Still scrolling down. Thanks again for your patience, guys. Like I said, we're just going to go at an easy pace here. Seeing if there's any questions or any interesting comments. Janet Woods says, Jewish people run Hollywood. Yes, it's true. Murphy being Ninja says, if Jews ran Hollywood, why did people have to sell their soul to the devil? That reminds me of another one of those classic videos, just filled with truth. It's a Tom and Jerry cartoon. Remember Tom and Jerry, the cat and the mouse? Some of you know about this. Some of you might not. You should look it up. It's on YouTube, I'm sure, still. Look up Tom and Jerry Meet the King of Hollywood, I think it's called. The King of Hollywood. And it's literally, it's Freemasons. It's, the devil is actually, the main man. It's not blood sacrifice, but signing a contract in blood. I mean, it's all in there. And it's an old cartoon, Tom and Jerry. So look that up sometime. Let's see, still scrolling down. Galdrin Sage says, I love Jews. Still scrolling down. Mayor Macbeth says, check out Steven Anderson's Marching to Zion. All right, will do. What is the Matrix? Says, obviously the worst of the pedos, like Joe Biden, for example. Yeah, there was just a commercial on a little while ago that I guess he's supporting some kind of a new LGBTQ group or something. Biden is. It's like a new thing, new charity or something. Not surprised. Keith Holmes says, and there's Jews for Jesus. Drake Fowler says, KG, do you remember anyone emailing you 2 pictures of demons, one in the back of their closet and the other a friend who had his picture taken? I think so, man. I'm not sure. If it's you, maybe you can send them again, but I think I do remember seeing those. I'm not sure. Like a couple months ago, maybe? I'm not sure. All right, still scrolling down here. Watershed 44 says, fact is that Jews control all high pillars of Western society, synagogue of Satan. Good Time Guy says, Steven Anderson is full of hate and judgment. That I can agree on. He did a real vicious attack on homosexuals in a video I saw one time. Like jumping up on his desk and screaming about them all burning in hell or something. And it's just like, ugh. There's other ways you can get the message. You try love. Would Jesus do stuff like that? I don't think so. I don't think he would act a fool like that. I'm not saying that he never got upset. Sure he did. But, man, yeah. Steven Anderson's, I guess, a famous online preacher. You can look him up, and maybe I'm wrong. What's your impression? Look up some of his videos on homosexuals, and he goes in, man. He really goes in on them. He does. And it's kind of vicious, I thought. Eli Garcia says, alcohol and cannabis sink the body in the lower frequencies of the flesh matrix, and these are legal and becoming legal. However, LSD and MDMA as well as a host of beneficial, or as well has a host of beneficial true psychedelics are illegal. Good point, sir. Hallelujah says, I personally believe Jones was always COINTEL. Cody Wrightsma says, God still loves Israel even despite their unbelief in Christ. He honors all his covenants. A remnant of Jews will be saved before the end. Hey, On Point Preparedness is here. Good to see you, man. Yeah, let's do a show. Please email me sometime. I left you my email. I'd love to talk to you about it. Still scrolling down here. S. Holzer says, I am not anti-Semitic. I am anti-racism and genocide by occultist, violent groups purporting themselves as holy and divine and chosen, also known as Israel.
I'm still scrolling down here. Johannes Peter Freischknecht. Man, that's a fun word to say. Freischknecht. Did I say that right? Freischknecht. I like that. Just kind of rolls off the tongue. Hi, what's your name? I'm Freischknecht. I know that's just your last name, but I like that. That'd be a good name, like for. I'm not making fun of you, seriously. I like that name. I would name like a new cat that. Freischknecht. Come here, Freischknecht and Chubs. I love it. Anyway, he says there is no such thing as good religion. The very notion of religion only became necessary due to an original sin. Don't ask me to explain sin. You figure it out. Rick H says, I think AJ will be back. Getting banned is coming of age. He probably banned himself and will wage a truth battle return. Yeah, right. Maybe. Hey, Ty Jen, good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while either. Nice to see you. Watershed 44 says, Ty Jen, bingo, hate speech is a false construct fabricated by Jews to guilt trip those that don't accept alien culture, races, diversity, or multicultures. Hallelujah says that theosophists are creepy. Oh yeah, but if you learn about them and learn about what their beliefs are, and start looking into some of the symbols associated with this stuff as well, it's fascinating. And you're like, oh, it really is all around us. This is we're in the Crowley's golden age, you know. Blavatsky, that's who I was looking for earlier. Thanks, Madame Blavatsky. Look her up. Still scrolling down. Thanks again, guys, for just hanging out, man. This is how we do. I wish I could. I don't wish I could. I'm just being myself, man. There's really not much more I can do. I can't do a song and dance. I just like hanging out with you guys, reading what you got to say, answering any questions you've got, whatever. Throw it out there, and I'm just kind of scrolling down and reading. And as I find things, I'll talk it out. Yeah, Richard Lindsay, thanks. You're right. Blavatsky, Madame Blavatsky. Yeah. Galdrin Sage says, what's your favorite Disney movie? Well, I don't know. I really am not into it. Obviously, I'm not into Disney at all. I guess I really don't have a favorite. What's the one? It's called there's a classic Disney animation, and it's got the devil in it, and it's got all the crazy stuff like they go into hell, and it's like it's some just maniacal animation. I can't remember what it was called. I guess if I had to choose a favorite, not because it's an evil thing or anything, but it was just, I just remember there was an animation they did. You guys can help me out here. And it's famous. It's like old, like 40, 50 years old or something. And it's just insane. It's total insanity. It scared kids. Like it scares children. When I saw it when I was little, it scared me. But I guess that might be, I don't know, my favorite. It was so weird and crazy. Mayor Macduff says the key to demonic possession is your own selfishness. Somebody threw out my friend's name, Enter the Stars. Yeah, I don't know if he's here or not. I want to do a show with him again too real soon. Wendy Williams says, KJ, I really enjoyed you having David Lindler on a while back. Oh, thank you. I did too. He's fantastic. She says, any future interviews with him? I would love to do another one, and I think he'd be interested as well. And there's other people I've tried to line up, but it just hadn't worked out. You know, I tried to get, if you guys know of anybody, but I'm trying to get somebody on here who's really knowledgeable about personality types, specifically like INFP, INFJ, you know, things like this, you know, the extroverted introverts, which is what I am. You know, I wanted to talk to people about these different personality types. I know a lot of you guys have some of these different types as well, and just do a show on that. I've been trying to line that up, but I couldn't get this. Me and this one guy, he's on the other side of the world, but we just couldn't get it lined up, and been working on that. There's a guy that's written a book I was trying to get on, but that just kind of fell through. So, you know, I'm always trying though. I'm always working something. Even the way I do my videos, a lot of the times it's 2, 3, 4 days of me sitting around and thinking and putting things together, and watching a new movie, watching a new TV series for a little bit to see what's in that, looking at different news sources, and just letting it all just kind of come together. You know, that's really how I work. I'm very grateful that I'm able to continue doing this too. So thank you again to my Patreon supporters out there, guys. You make it possible. You know, I'm always working on something, and it's usually up in my brain, you know, most of the time. And I'm always trying to think of new people. I'm always looking for new people online and different places I can talk to and bring on. So yeah, there's always something in the works. I'll always try to bring you something good, something interesting. Somebody says the Book of Enoch is almost certainly a Gnostic counterfeit. Be wary of it. What do you guys think about that? I think that there's a lot of truth in the Book of Enoch as well, though. But again, you have to use your discernment in all things. Jenny Bean says William Cooper's Behold a Pale Horse is a good starting book. War is a Racket is also really good. Yeah, anything from him's fantastic. And his Hour of Power shows, you can find audio files online. Check out some of his shows. Thanks, Crypto Pitbull. I appreciate it. Still scrolling down here. Zachariah Dimitro says Jesus was a Jew. Yep. Stevie G says David Icke, the Gnostic guy. Nice. David Icke, the Gnostic guy, did a video about Jews and showed countless rabbis and Jews protesting about Zionism, saying the violence needs to stop, and most Jews are not aligned with Rothschild Zionism. All right. Thank you. And let's see. Thanks, Emma. I appreciate that. Watershed says exactly, William Cooper was the real father of the truther movement. Yeah, I think you could say that. Or maybe, oh no, gosh. Is it G. Gordon Anderson or something like that? In my movie, The Scariest Movie Ever Made, there's like a 10-minute segment of a guy, I think his name was G. Gordon Anderson or something like that. And he's talking about the end of America. And this was back in the 50s. And he was spot on with everything that's happening right now. I can't remember his name, though. It was in my own video, but I haven't watched that in years. I made it 10 years ago. So, but still, yeah, I mean, overall, with impact and everything else, yeah, definitely William Cooper. Another name back when I first woke up that really helped me out a lot was Freeman. You guys know Freeman? Maybe I think he goes by Freeman Fly now. But whatever happened to him? Do you guys know? I feel like he's not doing anything anymore. I haven't seen any posts from him on YouTube in a really long time. So, but Freeman has a lot of knowledge as well. Not a Christian, not a follower of Christ. Maybe he is now, but he wasn't back in the day that I know. But had a lot of knowledge, a lot of interesting knowledge. So, oh, thanks, Yvonne. Again, really nice seeing you. I'm glad you're here. It's been a while. Tai Jen, oh, it's nice to see you. Thanks. I know I've been wondering where you've been. Yeah, get in touch sometime. Be great to chat. I hope everything's going well with you. Still scrolling down here. Another reality says, you think we should sign the Internet Bill of Rights petition? I haven't even heard of that. The Internet Bill of Rights petition? I even know that was a thing, but thanks, I'll look it up. Truth is Here says, I feel bad for some Californians, but Hollyweird is only too many sinful movies, just too much sex and everything. Mother Nature is angry. Hey, that's one way to look at it. Ron Sari, say Saari. Yeah, good. You seen Session 9, right? It's a lot of impact with that movie. It's intense in a very subtle way. All right, so the chat just caught up again, so I'm coming back down here. LaShawn Petty says the Denver murals and the current fires. Oh, man, good question. Oh, I need to look that up. You're right. There's major fires on the murals. I think they either took them down or covered them up at the airport now, too, by the way. Do you know that? But the Denver airport murals. Wow, yeah. I've always touched on that. Most of us that cover these kind of things almost always go back to that as a point of reference because it's just so right in your face, Rob is in LA, says, hey, what's with Dark Learnalist? I'm guessing maybe you meant journalist. Is he pro-theosophy or what? I don't even know who he is, Rob. I'm sorry. I don't know who Dark Learnalist or journalist is. Sorry, man. And it's still scrolling down. Starstone, hi. Nice to see you. Someone said, David Icke, what's the intel you know about him? I think you're talking to somebody else. I did videos back in 2012 on David Icke. Against him. Against him. Soldier Yecom says, what's up, KJ? Hey, how are you? I'm cool. I'm good. Hanging out with you guys, man. I like this. We haven't got to do this in a long time, so it was time. We needed to do one. Eric Green, thoughts on NASA? Oof. Liars in a lot of things, obviously. I'm still not into the flat earth thing myself. No offense to those of you that are. I'm not into it. But NASA is a major part of this beast system. I don't really trust them. And that's all I got to say about that. I haven't really looked much into NASA much. I think they troll us a lot. I've done videos where I showed some of the stuff where they troll us with things way back. Like for a couple Halloweens in a row, they had the meteor that looked like a skeleton coming towards the Earth or a pumpkin or something. I mean, just stuff like that, So I don't know. iBiz MK2 says, KJ, your flat Earth buddy here. Say what's up. Hey, what's up? Again, no offense. Not a flat earther. Much love to you guys, but it's just not my thing. Murphy being Ninja says, what's the latest with Antarctica? Seems like Game of Thrones wall is a real thing. I don't know. Again, not really my thing. I've been piecing together stuff on Antarctica for a long time for a bigger video, but I'm still waiting on some more pieces to drop. But there's a lot of interesting things about Antarctica. I'm very interested in it. Some of the stuff I have is stuff other people have found. That's why I don't want to do anything yet till I can kind of get my own unique stuff and maybe start drawing some connections to things. And we'll see. But it's one of those that's it's definitely up in my wheelhouse, and it's kicking around in my brain. But we'll see what happens. Thanks, Mayor McDeath. I appreciate it, man. You're welcome, Watershed. I'm thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad. I hope you guys like it. I hope you like doing this every now and then. Again, this isn't about views, nothing like that. It's just us hanging out, and I think it's good to do this from time to time. Take a drink here real quick. All right, let's see. Thanks. Yeah, Fantasia. That was the name of the movie, Fantasia. It's insane if you haven't seen it. Cameron Kellis says, is Trump going to start World War III before the election to stay in power? I wouldn't. My thing is, I think once World War III starts and all the stuff starts popping off, I think Trump's going to be out of there somehow. Just me. I'm still kind of waiting to see Obama, what's going to happen with him. I'm still kind of waiting to see how he may try to come back in. Is Trump just the tip of the spear? He is the new Cyrus. I know God's using him. Not saying he's necessarily a good person or a real Christian or anything, but God's using him for sure. But is he going to be used, to launch World War III? And then once that happens, perhaps everybody turns against anybody that was a Trump supporter or right-leaning or Christian. It'll extend to that perhaps and all that, or conservatives. And then you'll have somehow Obama comes back in and maybe is revealed as the true antichrist. This is just something I look for. I'm not sure. But I don't see Trump staying in power if there's a World War III, especially if there's things happening in America. I'm still kind of waiting to see what the event's going to be that puts the antichrist into place, wherever that may be. Still scrolling down here. Still scrolling, just reading your comments. How do I feel about CERN right now? Nothing new I've seen. They're doing their thing, and when the time is right, when the time's right, it's going to happen. It'll happen in God's timing. You know what I mean? When the time's right, it'll happen in God's timing, and here come the locusts, you know, like from that movie Justice League. They had the locusts in Justice League. That's basically what they were representing, I felt. Coming out of the pit, literally. Still scrolling down. Someone says Jordan Peterson. I listened to some of his stuff. I think Jordan Peterson's a very interesting mind. I'm not like a big fanboy or anything like that, or I don't listen to everything he does, but when I've heard him speak, I've really, really liked it. It's very clear, very concise, incredibly intelligent. Jordan Peterson. I don't know his spirituality. I haven't even looked into it, actually. I've liked what I've heard from Jordan Peterson. Still scrolling down. Bridget, you're an INFJ? Wow, man, that's all. See, that's why I want to do a show like that, because it'd be nice to talk to other people like that understand it, you know? Send me an email too. In fact, any of you in here tonight, if you're INFJ, INFP, if you know what I'm talking about, maybe we can all have a show together and just kind of chat about it or something, and about different personality types. My email is thescariestmovieever@gmail.com. Please do that. Yeah, Bridget, please do. And others, please do as well. It'd be interesting to maybe we can do a show, like a round table with a bunch of us and just chatting about it or something, you know? Still scrolling down here. Mr. Clean says, have you seen Black Child's videos? Very good stuff. Yeah, I've actually been one of his biggest fans for many, many, many years. I even support him on Patreon a little bit. So yeah, I've got a lot of love for Black Child. He's been one of my favorite YouTube channels for many years. It sucks that he lost his. I think he does Black Matrix now, but he's really slowed down a lot, you know, and maybe he's had to go to work or something, or he's got something going on. I'm not sure what it is, but I hope he comes back. A very unique voice here on YouTube, had a great style with his videos, great eye for things, great knowledge as well. I love Black Child. And yeah, he's for years has been one of my favorites. And I think he knows that. I've tried to reach out to him a few times, and if he didn't, maybe he's listening tonight, but I got a lot of love for you, man. And I hope you'll come back and start sharing your gift with us again. All right, still scrolling down some. Tina, hi Tina. She says, KJ, do you know Pete from the Creepy Little Book channel? I'd love to see you two do a collaboration. No, I don't. I've never heard of it, honestly, but I'll have to look it up. Creepy Little Book. I'll look into it. Thank you. No way. Eyes to see. Thanks for sharing that. Says KJ, you'll love this. A minute ago, I just randomly looked at how long the stream was running, and it said 111. Thank you, man. Let me tell you a story about 111. It's funny you said that. Some of you don't know. I've got a video. It's called I See 111 Everywhere. What does it mean? And I think I put it up around 2012, around 2012. And that's why I've said even in the most recent video, that's when I believe there was a real kind of something happened in the spirit realm, like something switched. And that's when since then, all the truth has been coming out and everything. It's like it was changed. Some may say that it was a switch over from, the age of Pisces to the age of Aquarius. You know, I mean, I don't know, however you want to label it, but something switched over and changed there. And that's the way that I felt the Lord was speaking to me for years, and still does. And it's crazy, man, because I put this in my phone. Like tonight, I was making notes on my phone on the little notes tab on there. And I do it all the time. And, you know, a while back, about a month ago, some of y'all know, I wasn't around for a few weeks. I'd taken a little trip, and I also had my AC was broken down, and I felt that was a weird spiritual attack. So I had these creeps in here for 2 weeks. And eventually they got sued by the apartment complex because they were trying to get $6,000 out of the job. And it turns out that it should have taken like 2 or 3 days. So they were just taking their time, thinking they wouldn't know what was going on over there. Then I complained about it. Didn't get these guys being here because I couldn't work. Plus, being the kind of personality I can't be in this little place I'm in and have these 2 creeps walking around all day, just pounding and banging on stuff up in the attic. And it's just annoying, you know? So I was losing my peace too. Anyway, so I was feeling bad that I hadn't put anything up for a little bit. And then I started working on one of my videos from a few weeks ago. And
the whole day as I worked on it, I saw the 111 pop up like 5 different times, man. And I hadn't seen it in a few weeks. And I made a note on my phone saying, you'll never forget, that the Lord showed you the 111s again once you got back to work and we're doing your videos. And, like that was him confirming for you, just never forget that. And that's the way I see it. That's the way I live. I really believe that's one of the ways he communicates with me. Some of you may think it's crazy, I know, but I'm not the only one. There's a lot of people seeing number sequences. So I've been seeing 3 1s since 2012. And when it comes heavy like that, man, I was in tears that day, man. It's like, I was just like, thank you. I know I probably sound nuts to some of you right now, but that's okay. So let's keep scrolling down here. Thanks, Mofo's Game. Murphy being Ninja says, what's the movie you remember for its good writing? Oh, I'd say Shawshank Redemption. It's a favorite. It's not a horror film. It's one of my favorite movies, but Shawshank Redemption, for its writing, it was amazing. It's really good. Mayor McGee. Hi, Mayor McGee. End Time Prophecy. How you doing? Good to see you. All right, still scrolling down here. I think I'm almost caught up. Oh, wait, here we go. Jay Analyze says Freeman Fly. It's good to see you, Jay. Also says that Freeman Fly is still making videos. Okay, thanks. I'll have to check that out. Stacy Just Watching says, KJ, do you happen to know whatever happened to C. Irvana? Her page is up, but no videos for over a year. No, that's really weird. She's was well known for doing a lot of end times type videos and stuff as well. And I haven't seen her. Yeah, it's interesting. I haven't seen her around in a long time. I think she had a pretty big following as well. So yeah, I don't know what happened to her. That's too bad. Let's see what else we got here. Michelle Glasshauer. No, I don't really. I think that's a different kind of channel than mine. It's no offense to the person. I just, it's not my thing. I kind of got chewed out over there one time in a chat room by one of their mods, and that kind of, it's kind of the last thing I needed that day. So, but nothing against that person. It's just not really something I'm into. No offense, Channel Zero says, if Jordan Peterson preached the gospel of Jesus Christ, he would not be as widely known for. Oh, well, yeah, absolutely. That is true. So you take the meat, you eat the meat, you throw away the bones. That's the other thing. I mean, I'm not saying you're being all black and white, like, don't listen to Jordan Peterson. He is not a follower of Christ. It's like, you eat the meat, you throw away the bones. I go to all kinds of sources for knowledge and information, and some Christian, some not, some atheist, some agnostic, some Muslim sometimes, usually more for footage of paranormal stuff lately, but still, I'm just saying, I just go where, I'm led, and I use my discernment on things, but I'm rambling. Let's see what else we got here. Still scrolling down here. Mayor McDuff says the age of the earth is a matter of perspective. I like Kent Hovind's approach on the age of the earth. I don't know if you know who that is, but look into him sometime. Justin Time says, KJ, have you heard of Jason Christopher? Not sure what to make of him. I've never heard of him. I've never heard of Jason Christopher, Kristofer. I'll look him up later, though. What's the Matrix says, what's the 1111 for, please? I've read different, there's so many people that have different views on it. I've just prayed about it in the years I've been experiencing it, and I've settled on the way I feel that it's the reason it's in my life is it's literally God just saying hi, like reminding me, and around 2012 is when I started making my own videos too. So it all kind of happened around the same time, I'd made my movie about a year and a half before that or so.
Ran a website where I was putting up other people's videos all the time. It was called riggedreality.com. I had a Facebook following kind of because I was putting up all kinds of conspiracy videos and edgy type, fringe idea type videos for a long time. And then around, the 111 season for me is when I started actually creating my own videos. And look at the first videos I did, man, there's a big difference between back then and now. But that was when it all kind of started. So I've always felt that's God talking to me. I could talk for an hour about all the weird 111 experiences I've had, but just trust me, I'm one of those people who've had it. Look at the video I did back in 2012, and I still have it all the time. I'm very grateful for it, Let's see here. Yeah, Pandora Quinn gets hers. Emma says she sees the 4s. There's a bunch of y'all see the 1s, huh? Starstone. Okay, hold on, guys. I'm going to let Chubbs out, okay? We're going to let him out of prison again. Hold on. Come on. You good now? Come on. Let's see if you're good. Starstone says, any other channels you recommend? Well, Enter the Stars, of course. Good friend of mine. Nicholson, 1976. Black Child, Jonathan Kleck. On Point Preparedness. Gons with Face Like the Sun. I'm going to feel bad because I know I'm going to miss some. Because, again, this is just off the top of my head. There's always only been about, a couple handfuls of channels I've followed for years, and those are some of them. I feel bad because I know I'm missing people. I'm sure I am. I know I am. Anything Jeff C does, I still love Jeff C. I'm always going to have love for Jeff C. I know he's a divisive character for a lot of people, but I haven't talked to Jeff in a long time. I think he had Fake News Report. Maybe he has Jeff Censored, I think now is the new one, but we haven't always agreed on everything either. It's not about that. I like him. I've liked him for a long time. I like he's got his own opinions. He's in the fight and he's still out there fighting. So I like Jeff C. Otherwise just books. We were talking about books earlier. I'd go to books for other sources. Manly P. Hall, like I said, Albert Pike, Fritz Springmeier, definitely Fritz Springmeier. Tex Mars is another one. Check out some work from Tex Mars. Anyway, I hope that helps. I'm sorry if I missed any channels. There's a lot of great channels out there. It's just I'm not subbed to a lot of channels in this community. You might be surprised. I'm subbed more to like news channels or TMZ and just kind of stuff like that. A lot of multiple different kinds of sources, and that's kind of how I collect a lot of the information I get. Here he comes. Come here, Chubbs. Come here. Come on. You can be a good boy now? All right. He's laying right here. Let's see if he'll be good. Stephen Hill says, oh, there's one. Okay. He says, have you seen Jason A channel? Yeah, I like Jason's channel too. It's another one I should have mentioned. I like Jason A's channel. What else? Sorry if I missed any channels out there. Like I said, just off the top of my head, it's just those are the main ones I kind of get into. Hey, Kang, good to see you. All right, go ahead, Chubbs. You want to say hi? All right, no, go on. Boy. Hi, Kang, good to see you. Phenomenal Travel Videos channel. It's been doing some amazing work. Thanks, I'll check him out. Let's see. I like Jason's channel. Yeah, there's a few of you talking about Jason A. I like it. I've been subbed to him for years also. We kind of came up together. I've always felt more of an attachment to Black Child because we definitely came up together. Jonathan Kleck as well was a major part of more knowledge, more awakening for me many years ago, around 2012 when I found his work. And we're friends, actual real friends in life and everything too. So, let's see what we got here. Rachel, congratulations. I think she said she found out she's pregnant. I'm not sure if that was another channel. Oh, yeah, thank you. There's another one. I like God Rules. See, God Rules channel has been heavy hitting. Eli Garcia said, I like him. I like him as a person too. And we've actually talked on the phone a few times. So yeah, God Rules, nice channel, good channel. Let's see. All right, I'm about to hit the chat to catch up with you guys. Let's see what happens. All right, still going back here. Mark Fleener, hi. He says 111 means that you have the opportunity to turn over a new leaf. And what is that you're currently addressing? All right. Like I said, I've seen all these. There's a lot of different interpretations of 111, but mine has always literally been like, hi, Father, when it happens. It's just, hey, hi, Father, thanks, and then I get into just thanking him for things. Thanks for the YouTube channel. Thanks for this new idea for the video. Thanks for this new piece to this puzzle, whatever. Okay. And I'm sorry if I missed any questions. I scroll through the chat, then there's so much of it. It just, boom, it'll like catch me up real quick. And I know it goes beyond some people. So thanks. Okay. Let's see. There's Chubbs. Hi. Let's see here. Heather K. Nicola Missed Psych says, being a new sub here, I was wondering why this platform to send out your messages, thoughts, and opinions. Why this platform to send out my messages, thoughts, and opinions? Well, I guess because it's all I had at the time. I mean, I worked in LA. I mentioned this earlier. I had my awakening. I made a movie online called The Scariest Movie Ever Made. It's put up. I think Ty put up a version on her channel, and there's a few of them on YouTube, and I've got it on my website as well. But that's when I kind of woke up to things, and then I spent a couple years running my Facebook. It like maxed out at 5,000 friends real fast because I was doing all this conspiracy stuff, but it wasn't mine. I was just showing other people videos and movies and documentaries and everything I could find. And I had a website called Rigged Reality. And then after that, after a couple of years of that, I left LA and I moved to Austin. And I was a bounty hunter out there for a couple of years. At first, I did door-to-door sales for a few months, but then I became a bounty hunter. I even worked in a coffee shop there for a while that I sadly found out was closed recently when I was down in Texas. It was called Strange Brew, but I'm getting to the point. So one day I was just sitting in the room and I was on YouTube, and I'd been looking at YouTube conspiracy, weird stuff and knowledge and esoteric knowledge and everything for years. And I saw a commercial for a movie, I think it was called Rin Tin Tin or something. It was an animation about a boy and his dog. And on the commercial, it showed these guys doing a Freemason grip. It was the captain of a ship and this little boy. So I just pulled out my iPhone and I just kind of had an aha moment. I was like, oh, wow, I could just, record this and just make my own videos. So I pressed record and I had a song on in the background and I just went Freemason handshake or something like that. It's still up. And then I posted that as my very first video on YouTube. And I was like, and it just like a whole world opened up for me. I was like, whoa, wait, what? I can make my own videos now. And, so that's when it all just really started exploding. And I've been learning ever since and always researching. And so, yeah, so that's kind of how that started. So YouTube, that's why, I guess. And that's where it started. And then I've been learning more and researching more stuff throughout the years, and I've grown and changed. And a lot of my older videos, you can tell I'm literally putting my iPhone on a stack of books that's sitting on my computer so I can sit here and just show different pages on the internet and show you guys what I'm trying to talk about. I wasn't even editing videos for years, so you can literally see the growth of my work and my channel if you go back to the beginning. But I guess that's why, this is the best platform there is. Unfortunately, it's still the best one that's out there. There's more that are trying to come around and come up, and we'll see what happens. But while I'm here, I take every day as a blessing. I'm grateful for having the channel and for this audience and everything else. And I'm just going to keep doing the best I can to, help wake people up, I'm still scrolling down here. Thanks, Soldier. Yecom, I appreciate it. Chio Hansen. No, I really don't listen to Jerome Corsi. I've seen some of his interviews with Alex Jones in the past, but never listened to any of his stuff. Hi, Mr. Mensa. Matthew Zink. Yeah, he says on the video you just posted, you have spirit manifestation in the video. Do you have more of those? Oh, yeah. Hey, hold on. Chubs. Yeah, we hear you. But yeah, if you want to see more of those, go back to my earlier videos on my YouTube channel, like way back. I used to do a lot more just paranormal. There's one guy, it looks like he's made out of fire. Somebody recorded in Russia. I mean, weird stuff like that's on there. But I basically am doing the same thing over on my website, Who is KJ Osborne, right now. So I'll put up a lot. I've got a great shadow person video over there. I think it's the best footage of a shadow person I've ever seen. And there's a lot of videos like that on my website. So that's where I've been putting all the weird, creepy, spiritual manifestation and all that kind of videos. So please check it out. And let's see what else we got. I'm still scrolling down here. Just taking our time. Still scrolling down. Thanks, JC Pettiford. I can't help it. Still scrolling down. I'm going through. I'm still in the part where some of y'all are talking about numbers. Yeah, I know. You know what? Samuel Halsey says, I love Kent Adventureland in Alabama is awesome. You know, man, I mean, I watched a video from Dinosaur Adventureland recently, and I mean, it's corny. You know, we can admit it. He's kind of corny, and the whole thing's a little corny, but I love corny. In this day and age of just everything cynical and dark and wicked and evil, and, you know, I love corny. It's nice to see some corny every now and then. It's sweet, wholesome fun, you know? I mean, really. Be crazy. I may have to plan a trip and go to Dinosaur Adventureland sometime just to go there, just to meet him, you know? He seems like a really good man, a really good guy. All right, let's see. Sorry, Malia Fox. Paul Begley, Angie Broyles says, Paul Begley. He's another one that I started off with many years ago, man. I was subbed to him way, way back. Yeah, so I'm still subbed to him. I mean, I'm not so much into the stuff anymore the way I was with him. It's changed a bit for me, but, you know, yeah, he's one I started off with years ago. Let's see. Still scrolling down. Somebody's asking for thoughts on some channels and stuff. And guys, like I said, I don't want to, you know, if you can't say something nice about some people, sometimes it's best not to say anything. And I just believe it at that on some of these. No offense again to anybody. There's too much of the drama on here on YouTube and too much of the backstabbing and the hate, and it gets crazy. And I just don't get involved in it, you know. But Groxt, that's another one. Denise just threw out the Groxt one. Another one I'm still subbed to. Been subbed to for years. I like the Grox. He's not like, you know, one of my favorites. He kind of shows the same thing a lot. Some of it I'm not even with. It's no offense to him, but some of it I don't connect with, but some of it I do. You know, I eat the meat, I throw away the bones with the Grox, as many people do with my work as well. I take what I need and I leave, you know, and so I like some of his stuff. It's interesting, you know. I'm not into all of it, but some of it's very good. It's very good. Oh, crap. There's one I forgot. Thank you, Melanie Christine. Unplug them. Again, I'm being a jerk. I forgot them. I love Unplug them. Another one. Fantastic. If you really want to get into the word, also get into some of the Apocrypha and some of this, and he'll do like epic shows, 3, 4, 5 hours long, just talking and just dropping knowledge, just nonstop. He also has a penchant like I do for symbols and understanding the way things connect. Unplug him's fantastic. Yes. Another favorite. Darn it, I forgot. Someone said Now You See TV. I like them, but not a favorite. It's a like them. It's a like I have with them. But Unplug him. Please go check Unplug him out. He's awesome. Another one. Jonathan Reyna, I've totally noticed that about Walmart. He says, ever notice the Think 6 at Walmart when you get the bags and the triangles? Yeah. Even the sun symbol is the as above, so below, the intertwined triangles on Walmart. Still scrolling down. Oh gosh, another one. I am being so terrible. You didn't even say this. I just saw the term Days of Noah. Days of Noah is another one, guys. Please check out Days of Noah. Another one. Crap. I am terrible. I am a horrible human being. I'm sorry I'm forgetting some of these guys. But yes, Days of Noah. D-A-Y-Z, I believe it is, of Noah. Check his videos out too, and shows. He's fantastic. And somebody just said Days of Noah is back up. I didn't even know he's been taken down. So I'll have to look that up. Days of Noah. Yeah, D-A-Y-Z of Noah is awesome. Please check him out. Good dude. King Ginger says, oh, this is interesting. You've got me. You've got me, King Ginger. Everyone needs to check out Chris Hahn, H-A-H-N, from the Laura Ingraham show last night. His eye turned completely black for 10 seconds. Then they cut him off. No way. Thank you for that. I am going to make a quick note of looking up that video. That's exactly right at my alley. That's interesting. It says Chris Hahn on the Laura Ingraham show last night. All right. Got it. Thanks. Thanks for telling me about that. Sherry DeBoss, yeah, 9/11 believed to be Christ's birthday. Casey from Enter the Stars has done a lot of work on that as well. A lot of people are saying Walter Veith is great too, V-I-E-T-H. Galdrin Sage says, what's your favorite quote? I'd say beyond anything in the Bible, outside of the Bible, one of my favorite quotes is from, of all people, Eleanor Roosevelt. And it goes something to the effect of, big minds talk about ideas, mediocre minds talk about events, and small minds talk about other people. It's always been one I've liked a lot. It's even on my About section on the channel. Other than that, of course, there's tons of biblical quotes I could throw in there. K Smalls, good to see you. I didn't see you pop in either. Chibi says, KJ, have you read the book Saboteurs by Thomas Horn? I have not, but I'll look into it. And then Hanson says, what do you think of Paul Joseph Watson? I'm subbed to him and I enjoy his videos. You know, I like his videos. I like Paul Joseph Watson's videos. Not a huge fanboy, nothing like that. Just in passing, he's one of the subs I've got. And I typically like his videos, you know. Drake Valor said, how can someone see your band videos? They're on my website. Go to Who is KJ Osborne under the band video sections, and you'll see them in there. I have to post them on different sites. Vimeo is one of the sites. There's a couple other sites I use too, but I have to post them around to get them back up here. I think I even have some of them on a just a blank YouTube channel. I think I created one about a few months ago just to put up one or two of my videos. So I don't know. You'll see just whatever video you see on the band section, just click on it and you'll see wherever it's located. You can go to the original source, but most of them are off of YouTube. I had to put them up other places. All right. Still. Oh yeah. End Times Prophecy is a good channel. Soldier of God's a good channel. A couple good ones out there. All right, I'm going to press the catch-up arrow again. See where we land. All right, man, there we go. Well, hey, guys, you know what? I think it's been a couple hours. I think I'm going to go ahead and call it a night for now. I feel like I got to a lot of you guys. Sorry if I missed any questions or anything, but this will not be the last time we do this. I'll do another one maybe like next week or maybe over the weekend. Got more videos to do though as well for the week, but we'll do this again, man. I think I hit most people, got most of the questions, I believe. I know I probably missed some, but I'm really sorry about that. But either way, I just realized, like I said, we've been on a couple hours. I need to go, but thanks a lot, man. Thanks for being here, guys. Thanks again for my Patreon friends out there and supporters. If you want to support my work in a different way, you could always try PayPal or perhaps supporting my sponsors, Silver Botanicals. Check out their essential oils, household products. I'll put those links below as well. Thanks to all of you, though, like who supported my work through the last, ever since the apocalypse, through PayPal, through Patreon, everything else, guys. I really appreciate it. It's humbling, and I definitely have needed it, and I just appreciate you. Okay, so anyway, man, awesome seeing you all again. We'll do another one of these within a week, I promise. It's been really nice seeing you all again, and this is the part I usually just keep rambling for 10 minutes, so I'm going to stop. Much love to you. God bless you all, and I'll talk to you later, okay? Take care.